Got a question for you. Where do you place your self-worth? Like, who determines your value? That's what we're going to be talking about in this video. So do me a favor, my friend. Check it out. This video. Hey, and what's going on? And welcome to Keith's Motivational Minute, where I myself, Keith Collins, get to hang out with you, the guy that's on the other side of this video. And today we're in chapter 6 of my book, Fatherless. And today, man, it's very cool. We're going to talk about this topic that I think is very important. And it's this: I wish I knew that my self-worth was not limited to my achievements. And man, this is so important because as a young man, as I grew up, I thought that it was about the amount of touchdowns you make, or the amount of buckets that you score, and how you're able to score those buckets will determine who you are as a man. And the crazy factor was, I remember in middle school just being able to, do the best I can and score and, play football and things like that. Well, I didn't score in football because I was a center. But I do remember in middle school just doing well in terms of academics. I remember making 100 on a test and being excited and puffed up with pride, my chest all out. I remember those days, and I also remember when I got to high school. When I got to high school, I did well in sports, and you get the awards and you get a chance to be a part of just different events. But I do remember as a young man being able to do those things and really thinking that that's who I was. Like I said earlier, in middle school, I remember going to Washington, D.C. because I was on the honor roll. Can you imagine being like the only kid in your neighborhood to really step outside of the inner city of Atlanta? And so I was able to do that, but those achievements, when I didn't achieve, I felt as if, that I wasn't succeeding or I didn't measure up. And I want you to know that, man, your achievement and my achievement are not tied to our self-worth. And when you think of self-worth, I think of self-esteem, and I think of the value that I place upon myself. And I remember in high school not making honor roll at times, and I remember, struggling through classes and trying to try harder and not necessarily succeeding the way I wanted to, and how that sometimes played a little bit on my emotions. I think as kids, sometimes it's so easily to get caught up on our emotions and to who we are because of a grade or because of a test that we take. And it's so important to know that your self-worth and my self-worth must be derived from something greater than us. For me, my self-worth is put together based on my relationship with Christ and who Christ says I am. Not anyone else, but who Christ says that I am. And so for you and for me, I do believe that it's important for us to evaluate our self-worth. And I have this quote, and this quote is by me, actually. It says this: your worth must be in who God says you are, not in what you do. So I want you to go home and take that with you, is that your self-worth, my self-worth, must be attached to who God says we are, not necessarily who the world says we are. And I think this is important. And as we get older, and as I got older, and when I stepped into college, I was able to see truly just who I was and everything that was inside of me, because I had a natural confidence that didn't come by the circumstances or my achievements. Because I think of this: when you're, let's say it as a football player, and you're achieving as a football player, when you're no longer playing football, who are you? And that's the true statement, because I think we put so much value into what we can do that when we can't do the thing any longer, we no longer feel that we have value. Both you and I are valuable. We're precious more than any metal. And I want you to know that, and I want you to walk in that, because it's so important. Because when we walk in that, man, we change this world. So that's been my time today, man. Don't forget to pick up the book Fatherless. I promise you, this book will help you. It will guide you. Do me a favor, like this video, share this video, and subscribe to this video. And you know what's going to happen. I'm going to see you on the next video.